Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Dylan James. I'm a mindset coach that loves to specifically focus on relationships. And today we're going to talk about a topic I don't think I've actually brought up on my channel before. I know I've done topics surrounding fixing relationships, both if you've sabotaged a relationship or if somebody did you wrong. I've talked about creating your ideal relationship. I have nighttime recordings for that. I have some nighttime recordings for moving on from heartbreak. Today, I want to talk about how to detach and move on from previous relationships in a very quick and efficient way. And I've been seeing this comment on my channel for how to move on from somebody, so that's why I'm bringing this up. I have some very simple tips that you can implement immediately, and if you get very disciplined with this, you can take a heartbreak that would last months, potentially years to get over and begin to feel a lot better within as little as 2 to 3 weeks. Okay. So I'm just going to get straight into it on how to do this. The first step is going to require you to be radically honest with the previous set of circumstances that you went through with this person. So we need to get past the idolizing, the romanticizing of the relationship, and we need to get very honest with who this person was, both in their character traits, their values, and how they showed up for you. Not just the good times, but also in moments of conflict, fights, and daily treatment. Okay, so once you get very honest with how this person treated you, and let me give you some examples. Was this person emotionally available? Did they work through problems with you? Were they affectionate? Were they consistent? Did they communicate consistently? When problems arise, did they take the time to understand you, work through solutions? You want to get very clear on this person and what the dynamic was like when you were with them. Once you get very clear and very honest with who this person was and how the dynamic was like, also including how you showed up, what you accepted, what you shouldn't have accepted, how you responded, what you normalized within the relationship, you then want to build a belief system that is in contradiction with that experience. So, for instance, you want to look at beliefs surrounding men or women, whatever gender you're attracted to, relationship dynamics, how you view and value yourself and your ability to uphold boundaries. But very specifically, you want to take how this person showed up and build up beliefs about men or women. You want to build up beliefs being attracted to men or women that possess the opposite of those qualities. So, for instance, if this person was emotionally unavailable, they weren't attentive, they didn't communicate well, they didn't validate you, they didn't work through problems with you, then you want to build up beliefs like I'm becoming only attracted to men or women that exhibit emotional availability, consistency, consistent communication, the ability to work through problems. They understand me, they hear me, they listen to me. You're going to want to also build up beliefs about yourself and relationship dynamics in general. So things like it's becoming a normal experience for my wants and needs to be considered and met. I'm starting to normalize the experience of being in healthy, loving dynamics. It's becoming easier for me to move on from past relationship experiences. It's becoming easier for me to move on from past experiences with men or past experiences from women. Essentially, you want to build up a belief system that is geared towards new character traits, qualities, and values in the gender you're attracted to. It normalizes the experience of being in a relationship like that, sees yourself as somebody that deserves that relationship, and normalizes your emotional needs and wants being met. If you can build up a very diversified belief system like this, as you implement that in at nighttime, you're going to find that you naturally begin to accept the reality of the previous situation and completely lose attraction to this person because your belief system no longer permits you to be attracted to somebody that operates that way. So that's one component. That's creating a very diversified nighttime recording that effectively causes you to lose attraction to this person or those set of circumstances because it becomes in contradiction with your new belief system. During the day, the second thing, we need to figure out what do we need to address during the day. In my opinion, there's two things we have to take into consideration. We want to begin to stabilize in our nervous system, and then we also want to look at the consistent thoughts and behaviors we're struggling with during the day. So if you're struggling to move on from a relationship, you may be having thoughts where you're dwelling in the past, you're in shock with how this person treated you. You're having a hard time finding other people attractive. You're just having a hard time moving forward. Essentially, you want to look at the thoughts and the behaviors that are automatically arising and begin to address that with short intentional meditations that specifically address those things. So, for instance, if you're holding on to resentment with a man or a woman, a really good belief to address that would be I'm becoming only attracted to men or women that take genuine accountability and apologize for their mistakes. So essentially, again, we're taking the thoughts that we're struggling with from the previous set of circumstances and building up beliefs that would cause us to lose attraction to somebody that operates that way. And there's so many other things that you could be addressing. That's just one example. So the second portion to this is you want to build up a very good daily routine that helps you feel safe and stable in your body and addresses the things that you're struggling with during the day. For nervous system regulation and meditation, this does not need to be an all-day thing. I usually suggest like do something for your nervous system in the morning, maybe somewhere in the middle of the day before you go to bed. And then the meditations can be 5 to 10 to 20 minutes long, just looping statements that specifically address the things that you find yourself struggling with. Obviously, you can do it more, okay, if you have time in your day, but at minimum, morning and nighttime should be enough. You may want to take little breaks, okay? So if you wake up one day and you feel overwhelmed and you don't want to do any mindset work, that's fine. But if you can get very disciplined with this, for at least 2 to 3 weeks, you should notice a considerable shift in your mindset and your ability to actually begin to confidently move forward, find attraction in other people, and no longer be holding on to this previous relationship. I will say this, if you accurately apply this, do not be surprised if that person shows back up in your life. When you start to really move forward and you drop the previous set of circumstances from your awareness and you start becoming happy in your life again, don't be surprised if they show up, okay? And the cool thing is you'll be in a belief system where you're no longer going to create the previous dynamic you had with them. So if you want to entertain them again, you would be entertaining them from a position where they would have to show up for you differently because you're not going to be willing to interact with that previous dynamic that you two had. Even if they show up again, if your intention is to move on, there will also be other people that approach you as well too. But implementing these things that I talked about here today are going to vastly help your mental health and allow for you to sustainably move forward. And again, if you can get really disciplined with applying this for at least 2 to 3 weeks, you are going to detach very quickly. You're going to begin to move forward. And then obviously remaining disciplined with it from that point forward is only going to propel you in a new direction. All right. So I hope you gained some tips and skills from this video. It does not have to take months or years to move on from heartbreak. It just takes discipline and addressing the things that need to be addressed, coming in with a routine that you apply and you maintain a certain frequency with. And then through that application, you're going to notice that change within yourself and be able to move forward confidently. I love you all so much. I hope you have a beautiful day or night wherever you are, and I'll see you later.